What's up, everybody? It is your boy Chris Closes Your Deal, and we are about to go live on some seller calls. Let's see here. What's up, everybody? Make sure I'm sharing my audio. All right, so I got some follow-up calls here. Actually, got a closing call. A little behind on Katie and Larry. I actually got to get the contract drafted up here real quick before I call them. Make sure I have that all dialed. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's see here. So we've got cubes. Okay, address. Happy Friday, everybody. If you guys are just jumping on, I am drafting a contract that I'm hopefully going to be reviewing with this seller that we spoke to the other day, pitched a novation. Um, Came with what we thought was a pretty good offer. They wanted 415. We came in at like 4035. Uh, so, and it's a full novation, so they should be pretty good to go. Um, did a 90 day. Today is 11/22/2024. If you guys are just jumping on, if you guys are doing novations or really any type of transactions, if you have any questions while I'm doing these lives, definitely feel free to throw it in the chat and we can dive in, answer your questions, help you out on transactions. If you need help structuring deals or underwriting, we can help with that type of stuff as well. And try to help make real estate investing easy for you, or at least easier. Okay, so almost have it all done. Last thing I need is the address here. Get 9090 vacant. Names, dates, address. Here we go. Address goes here. All right, perfect. So let's give them a call right now. So we got everything all drafted.
Oh,
Hello, Katie.
yes.
Hey, it's Chris. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing okay. I appreciate the patience this morning. I think I mentioned to you guys that my family is in town and just
Yeah.
we had to move the I don't know the last time you've had to move a car seat, but man, the it is
I
not as
I hear it's
easy.
really hard. Yes, yes,
They make the straight. You
yes,
would
yes,
think
yes.
my dad and I were talking. We're like, why don't they just put like a ratcheting strap to like, you secure it and you ratchet it. And it's like, no, you have to like, I'm literally climbing in the back of the Jeep. We have a Gladiator. So I'm in there, knees on the car seat. I'm pulling the strap, he's pulling the strap, and there's still like all this play in it. And we're like, oh my God.
See, they still haven't made it simpler, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, even 10 years ago, and you would think by now it'd be so easy,
Yeah.
to snap it in, unsnap it, and it's got, security locks on it, boom.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. So, but is now a bad time for you guys?
We're just pulling into Menards. If
Oh,
you
okay.
could give us what? About less than an hour, you think?
Yeah, short hour.
Yeah, short hour, and then we'll
Okay.
be home, and then we can go through everything. Will that work?
Yeah, that works. Let me confirm on my calendar here real quick. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll move you guys to, let's see, so it's 9:42 my time. So I'll put it for like 10:45, 11 my time. Um,
Yeah.
if I end up on a call that ends up starting to run a little bit, I will shoot you a text and and then
Okay.
we'll figure it out. But yeah, we can definitely make it happen.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you. All
Awesome.
right. We'll
No,
look forward to talking to
yeah,
you.
no worries. What are you guys getting from Menards?
I don't know what some
Mm,
screws that he needs for
building a crate.
building a crate for my display cases that are
Oh,
going to Arizona.
that's funny. My wife's got me those big like 27 gallon like they're like Rubbermaid black containers with like the yellow tops.
Yes.
My wife's got
Yes.
we have like 20 of them, and I found this guy on Instagram who like basically made plans to build like this whole like rack on wheels where you can just slide them in and then you can move this thing all around the
Oh.
garage. So my wife's got me putting together this thing, so I have to make that same trip later this afternoon.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, so fun
I have
times.
those totes, by the way, too. So,
Yeah,
and
they're
I'm
great.
filling them up.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Larry
I'll
just doesn't think they stack well on a truck, so
Yeah,
not like boxes.
they're not the great. Yeah, for that. I mean, if you're just leaving them in the garage, they're not too bad, but trying to
Yeah.
transport them, is definitely a hassle. But yeah, I'll later on I'll forward you guys over the plans that I picked up for it and you can have them and
Okay,
but
cool.
yeah, they're great. I think it's going to work out really well for our garage, so.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Okay, we'll talk to you in about an hour.
All right, sounds
If all
good.
goes
Talk to you
well
soon.
for you. Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right. So that sounds extremely promising, guys. So if you guys were on the call, let's see, I think we talked to them. Let's see here. We talked to them Wednesday. So if you guys were on that live, that one it was basically, I think it was like a 2 hour talk time on that call. And so and I think it was towards the end. Yeah, it was towards the end of the day. It was the very end of the day. So I went through the whole pitch. And you kind of hear them like when I put them on hold, they were like, "See, that's how you know." Like he's asking about electrical. It's a 1998 bill, blah blah blah. Like all this stuff, or it was 1978 bill, whatever it was. Um, but they were kind of like being snarky back and forth to each other when they're on hold, and it's like, whatever. They're nice enough people, but they're like, and they don't know us from a can of paint. Um, but yeah, so we scheduled that call for this morning. I was running a little bit behind getting everything handled today to get in here. And normally, like if they weren't going to move forward, like all signs in that conversation right there point to like they're good to go and move forward. So, and this is one where basically, we're kind of taking, Christian and I have a little bit different opinions on the underwriting on this, but when I shared my opinion and comps that I was seeing, he was like, okay, I can get on board with that. And so, we were thinking, we think this could be a really good number. We're at 4035. So if you do the standard novation underwriting on this, you would add 30K to that number and then divide by 0.9, which means we would need to be able to list it at we'd need to be able to sell it at basically 482 to make 30 grand if we don't have to do anything. And so let me just do a quick, it's a 4-4 Tudor style house over 5,000 square feet. So if we go, I wish there was another threshold above 5,000 that's not 7,500 on Zillow, but whatever, it is what it is. And let's get rid of that. And we want older than 2,000 homes and supply. Let's zoom in. So there's 2 properties nearby. Let's go high to low. Okay, so once you go over the 56th Street, everything jumps up pretty significantly. We don't think it hits those types of numbers. There's like a 1.7 million, there's a 915, there's a 910, there's a 603 up there. But anything below 56th Street, the highest 2 comps are 497 and 494. And these aren't like English Tudor style homes. They're just different style homes, but both of those are in their neighborhood, 497, 495. The 497 is not like a fully updated property. It's nice, but I think ours has better finishes. And that one was on market for, let's see, listed July 25th, pending July 30th, and it went $27,000 over asking and closed 30 days later. So 35 days from start to finish, from list to close. Then the other one that sold for 494, this one is semi-updated. It's like a lived-in partial remodel, like kitchen and bathrooms are, have been updated, but it's still got the original flooring. It's all nice hardwood flooring. You can tell it's like an older couple that lives in it. They still have like the china cabinets and that type of stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, none of these have pools or anything like that. So, oh, this is an in-law suite. Oh, it's an attached in-law suite, so it's just part of the square footage. Okay, 5,100 square feet. So this is more comparable in square footage to ours. Let's see, it's 0.62 acres. Let me just confirm what our acreage is on ours. Where'd it go? 1 acre. Okay, so ours is larger acreage. Ours is also newer. Ours is a 79 build. This is a 62 build. And this one was listed April 9th, went pending on May 2nd, and closed on May 28th. Now, obviously, both of those are more spring summer sales, and it's in Indianapolis. So, we have to expect that there's a little bit of an adjustment, but we also, looking at our property, we believe that it is just an overall better property condition wise. That's Redfin. I don't want Redfin. I want realtor.com. Let's see. Realtor.com. come on. That's the hard part sometimes. So lot lines, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's the second one from that cul-de-sac. So let's see here if we can pull it up on Realtor. There we go. We want this one. Bro, Realtor.com has an estimated value of 655. So I think we're going to be in good shape. And it's in our number one market, Indianapolis, where we have a freaking killer agent. One other thing I want to look at right now is actives. So let's look at what's for sale. And then, boom, boom. And then let's go anytime on market. Okay, so there's a 424. Let's go. So this one is active and has been, ooh. Okay, so that's not great. It's been active for 84 days. It's not an English tutor style. It's not, I mean, it's okay, but it's certainly dated. Pictures aren't even really great. It's not staged, it's vacant. Yeah, this one is like all original. Ours is like has a pool, okay. But it's wintertime. This place looks like a carriage house style. Um, let's see. So this one was listed on August 29th. Wonder what's going on with that one. Okay, so there's that one. Then there's this other one. It's like a split level, sort of. It's 389. There's another one, 354. 389 is probably more so in our old development. Ooh, 63 days. Yeah, everything's slowing down pretty significantly in Indianapolis right now. We're starting to see a lot longer hold times. See, this one's like fairly updated. Um, but ours, okay, so if we take 389 divided by, what is this? Lazarus Property Group, this is Chris. All calls may be monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. How can I help you? Okay. All right, 389 divided by 3425, so it's $113 a square foot. If we just go off of the square footage and we say what's ours? 5148 would be 584. I don't think it's a 584 value, but there's certainly going to be some margin there. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's make some other calls in the meantime. Let's follow up with Gleister.
Please leave your message for 216201.
Okay. All right, guys, if you guys are watching, curious, I want to know in the chat or in the comments, if you guys catch this later, what CRMs are you guys using and why do you like them? What do you love about it? What don't you like about it? And if you came from a different CRM, what made you leave that other CRM? Just looking into, some alternative options. Just want to know what everybody's liking and if there's anything we don't know about that is out there that could be good. Okay, so let's close this up.
Hello.
Hey, Sterling, it's Chris. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, Chris. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Just getting after it today. Little,
Good.
little bit of a late start. I got my family in town and they're here, hanging with the baby, and so trying to get out of the house sometimes is takes a little bit longer than normal.
All right.
Yeah, but
You're in California, right?
yeah, San Diego. Yep.
San Diego. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
my daughter went to went in the Air Force. They have an
Nice.
Air Force training facility there or something in San Diego.
I'm not 100% sure Air Force. It wouldn't shock me if there's an Air Force training facility here because there's basically like San Diego, if anybody ever wanted to, make a dent in the US from a military standpoint, there's just about a base for every branch somewhere here in the San Diego area, within, I'd say, an hour and a half of San Diego. So, I mean,
Okay.
you've got the Marine base, you've got the Naval base. I know there's an Army base here. So, and there's National Guard. What's the other? Um, obviously Air Force. What's the
Navy, Army.
yeah, Navy. No, it's the one that everybody forgets, which is obviously why I'm forgetting because they're not like it's like quasi-military, but like, people don't think of it as military. They usually like rescue people out in the water. Um, oh my God.
Um,
I don't know
Coast
why.
Guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, yeah.
Coast
Yep.
Guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure there's probably a Air Force base somewhere around here.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to reach out because I had connected with my agent and I had meant to reach out to you yesterday, just the day got past me. And so I'm still just confirming a time that she's going to be able. I know she had a closing right around now that she was handling, and then she said in the afternoon she might be able to swing by and just check out the place so we can kind of get better eyes on it. Does today still work for you?
Um, yeah. I mean, what are the chances of you guys doubling the price? It's probably slim to none.
Well, it
Uh,
all comes down. Here's the thing, right? The reason why I wanted to even go this route was because basically, if it's very rare that our numbers are this far off from one other person's numbers, let alone two to three other people's numbers. And two of the people you mentioned had physically been there. And so, we're basing a lot of this off of just our conversation and presuming, like, okay, well, given what you're saying, we're anticipating having to do a full remodel, right? They might be
hmm
walking through it and saying, you know what? I can get away without doing this. I can get away without doing that. I can get away without doing this. And those things, could be a big difference, which is why I'm even, normally we wouldn't do this. We wouldn't get somebody out there like this. But, you know, like I said, it's rare that there's this type of discrepancy. And I just, I want to give you guys, our best foot forward. And if we can make something happen, I would love to be able to do that. And I think this is really, sight unseen, there's no shot I'll be able to get them to come up that far. But if she goes out there and she's our top agent out there, she helps us out with everything we do. So it's not like a bother or anything like that. But she goes out there, she's going to give us, the scoop on it. And then I'll go to bat for you and do what I can to try to get, the absolute best that we can possibly do.
Okay. Um, so she's in the area today.
Yeah, I mean, that's her area. She's always in the area. So, she just
Oh,
texted
okay.
me actually. She said she could do 3 p.m. if that would work for you.
Um,
It would just take like, 10, 15 minutes. She's going to walk through, just, get eyes on it, maybe snap some pictures to send back to us. And that's pretty much it.
um, Probably not today. Um, yeah, maybe Monday.
Not today.
I don't know when. Yeah, Friday was kind of bad.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I said Friday was kind of bad for me.
Oh yeah, because
Friday.
Wednesday when we talked, you said Thursday wouldn't work, and then but Friday anytime after, I think you said anytime after
Oh, okay.
11 would work. So that's why I
Um,
was connecting with her about today. Um,
yeah,
I'm
I can meet her there at 3.
meet her there at 3. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me give her the heads up. Like I said, it'll be quick. She's awesome, and she'll just be in and out. Like I said, maybe snap some pictures and send back to us so we can just take another look, and then I'll go back to the underwriters and rough them up a bit and see what I can make happen.
Okay.
All right. So her name
Yeah,
is
let me know if it's
what was that?
oh, okay. I was gonna say let me know if it's if she can come for sure. So I won't drive over there for.
Oh yeah, no, I'm texting her literally right now. Let's see, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. works. Um, yeah, she literally just texted me like 4 minutes ago. So, um, and she said 3 p.m. So, okay, perfect. So her name is Laura. What I'll probably do is just give her your phone number. You can get text on this phone number, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll give her your phone number, and then that way she can just, give you a quick text letting you know she's almost there, and then and she'll see you there. And like I said, it'll be in and out pretty quick.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Awesome, Sterling.
Okay,
Well,
Chris.
yeah, I appreciate it, and I'll touch gloves with you because I'm 3 hours behind. So I'll touch gloves with you after I hear back from her and talk to the underwriters, and I'll just let you know what the best we could do on this is.
Okay, that'll work.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Talk soon.
No problem.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.
Okay. Bye.
All right. So guys, as you're watching and you know, you'll if you haven't seen a lot of my lives, like when I'm talking to sellers, I do this a lot where, if somebody said something to me in the past, and I made a note of it, I'm gonna bring it up if they change their position there, right? Because, you know, we did things predicated on what was said. And so then, we hold them accountable to that. So it's like, oh, well, Wednesday you told me and this, right? Um, and that's why when I was like, oh, today doesn't work, and then it forced him to kind of like expand. Yeah, Fridays are really bad. Oh, okay. Yeah, because Wednesday you told me Thursday wouldn't work because you wanted to stay in because of the cold weather and blah blah blah, and but Friday after 11 would work for you. That's why I was scheduling with her. So, um, because especially when you're this far apart, and I think there's possibly a world where this makes sense, especially as a rental property. I mean, we looked at underwriting, we had Laura send over some comps, and she's got some different ideas on, what could possibly be done here. So I think there's definitely an opportunity on this one. Let me just text her his number and name. Mm-mm. Let's call Devin. Hello? Devin? That's weird. Let's give him a shot.
Please leave your message for 317431000. Okay, this one's listed. Oh wow, okay, this is nice. 45 days. Just let that. Double check any other scheduled callbacks. This guy earlier. Okay. Okay. Mm.
Communications pipeline. Ooh.
This is Patrick.
Hey, Patrick, this is Chris. How are you?
How are you? How
doing.
can I help you?
Yeah, I was reaching out to you about your property on Via Las Faldas out in Humboldt.
Right. Everybody's looking. I had 3 yesterday. You're looking for
Yeah,
a listing?
I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm like your 100th call, in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I guess
I-
you spoke with one of my referral partners. I don't know exactly when it was, probably a couple days ago
Right.
about it.
I'm actually right in an oil changing place right now, sitting in
Oh,
my
got it.
car
Okay.
in line. But I've got the yard people there fixing it all up. I
Mhm.
did the ceiling last night, painted the ceiling, so it's like I'm getting ready.
Got
But
it. Okay.
I don't need a listing agent. I need buyers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that works because
I
I'm
gotta
not
go.
I'm not a listing agent. I'm a buyer.
For somebody else.
No, for me, we're an
Sure.
investment company.
Oh, okay. Well, I've had maybe a couple dozen of those,
Hmm.
and nobody even wants to. You all want a low ball, and you all want to give or offer what even the house isn't even insured for. So I understand. I understand the game. Thank you.
Got
Bye.
it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys will probably lowball you, but all right. On to the next one. He doesn't need a listing agent. He needs a buyer. Like, well, are you gonna list it? What I'm a buyer. You want to talk? Let's see. He had that thing listed last year. Couldn't sell it. On to the next one. Mm.
Please leave your message for 812760. Please leave your message for 812760.
Bowling. Okay, let's look on Property Radar. Apparently the seller's name is Bowling. It's got one name and it's Bowling. It's just look him up on. There we go. Jersey. Thank you for calling Lazarus Property Group. This is Chris on a recorded line. How can I help you?
Hey, Chris, this is Sterling Stewart. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Sterling? How are you?
Yeah, did I catch you at a bad time?
No, now's great. What's going on?
Okay. I was just thinking about the apartment. I don't want to waste Laura's time, but I can't imagine you guys, raising the price $35,000. I mean, that's probably I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't know if it'll be worth going over there or not. I know I don't want to waste her time or mine either. But I
Yeah.
think you offer right around 25 or something, and I have an offer for 60. So I just can't imagine. know,
Well,
her looking at it, it's going to raise it 35,000.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that's one.
here's the reality. You might be 100% right, but basically one of two things is going to happen, right? Either
Mm-hmm.
she's going to go out there and keep in mind she's our top listing agent on the front lines. So she's the one when we finish flipping a property, she's the one that's putting it out there, marketing it to end buyers, seeing what people are offering, seeing what people are paying for properties. So, not only does she have the expertise of seeing, condition and understand what needs to go into it, the same way we do, but also she sees what the end results are going to be. So, really, one of two things is going to happen. Either she's going to get out there, she's going to look at it, and she's going to be like, there's no way anybody is closing this transaction. Doesn't matter what way you try to do it at 50 or $60,000.
Right.
Or, and then if I'm you, then it's like, okay, now I need to make sure that if I'm going to take one of these other offers at 50 or 60, let's figure out to make sure how you can accept one of those offers, but protect yourself so they don't just waste your time and string you along, because there's ways you can negotiate with them, in their contracts to make sure that they're like dead set and they're not just going to string you along for the next 30, 60 days, or
Mm-hmm.
she's going to come back and she's going to say, hey, you know what? I think you guys wildly overestimated on the repairs you're going to need to do. Like, yeah, it's dated, but everything's in really, really good shape. I think we could probably get away with doing this, this, and this instead of everything. And here's where we could be. And by the way, I think you guys underestimated where we could actually sell for. So, we're good at what we do, but we don't, we have no reservations about the fact that, we're infallible and we've made mistakes before. And so that's why, when there is something like this, if you weren't telling me you had three other offers that were this much higher, I wouldn't even be considering sending her out to the house, quite frankly, you know. But the few times that I've ever run into a situation like this, there's either A, these guys' numbers are off and they're not going to close at that, or somehow our numbers are off and we're overestimating on some things. So, like I said, I mean, she's going to be in the area. It'll take, 10, 15 minutes for her to just check it out, confirm. What have you got to lose, right? Like, worst case scenario, she's like, I don't see how they're going to close at those numbers, and but if they are, here's what you should do. And I'm happy to give you some advice with regards to working with any of these other guys and, what you need to look for in their agreements to make sure they're not going to string you along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what I have to lose is time and gas. It's I know that's not a lot, but time is my biggest enemy at my
Mhm.
age. It's
Yeah.
not money. I love asking people, would they rather have more time or more money? Uh, if you're my age, you always say more time.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
yeah, I just don't see 35,000. Chris, do you think that's possible?
I mean, I've seen crazier things happen, I just, but the thing is, it's hard for me to say, like I don't want to say like, oh, we could definitely come up that because I'm everything that we're basing this off of is just kind of verbally what you told about the condition, and us basically the underwriters basically making the assumptions like, okay, well, we're going to have to do all of this and we might also have to do the roof, right? But putting eyes on it, the two of the three offers that you have had, they have an advantage above and beyond us right now because they've been able to put eyes on it, right? They've been able to confirm. I mean, we typically have to make assumptions based off conversations, and we have to be more conservative, right? So it's getting eyes on it is going to really help us do that. I mean, at the end of like when she goes there, like I don't want you to feel any pressure like, oh, she's going to go there and try to like put the screws to you. I mean, basically all she's going to do is look, take a few pictures, and then she's going to leave and send them to us, and if you have some questions for her, she's happy to answer them, but it's not like she's coming out there to try to like get you guys to sign an agreement today or anything like that. So it's no pressure, and hey, I mean, like an extra, 10, 15 minutes, maybe she comes back and says, hey, there's a lot more we can do here, and we can make something compelling that makes a lot of sense for you. I would love to just have a chance at it.
Hmm.
And on the flip side, to your point about, what would you rather have, time or money, right? If she gets out there and she's like, there's absolutely no way, you know, anybody's going to be able to get this done, then really what might end up happening is we save you time, save you time by, helping you with these other guys and, reviewing their agreements with you. So to point out like, hey, here's what you have to be concerned about here. Here's what you have to be concerned about there. And here's how you can get them to, pony up and be dead set and not waste your time. Because the worst thing that could happen is you move forward with somebody, and do a 60-day agreement with them and their numbers are not accurate. And then they come back, 45, 50 days later and they're like, Sterling, my financial partner backed out, or, oh, my contractor was in there and he saw this little crack in the corner of the slab and he started looking at it further and we're going to need to spend an extra $20,000 and all that, because that would be a big waste of time, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
All right.
is that
Yeah.
fair?
Um, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah, I promise, no matter what, I promise it won't be a complete waste of your time. Worst case scenario, we'll have a lot more information for you to just be more informed and be able to make a better decision regardless. So, and Laura's great, and so I think you'll like her.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right,
sure. Okay. So three
awesome.
o'clock.
Yep, she'll be there at 3.
Okay. All right, Chris.
All right, thanks, Sterling. You have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Hmm. All right. Always be closing. Do I think we can come up $35,000? I don't think we'll be able to come up $35,000. But what I am confident in is even without even without her going out to see it, I could probably come up another $10,000. But also she's going to go out there, she's going to see the house, she's going to see the neighborhood, she's going to see the comps that she already pulled, and she might come back and say, I really think we could sell this thing for, 125, and I think it's not going to take you 30 to $40,000 to get it up to that number. It's going to take you 15 to $20,000, right? Those two things, all of a sudden, now we have a big swing and maybe we can get up to 50, right? Which is still 10K lower than his highest offer. But when he's got a 60 and then 350s, right? What's the likelihood that that 60 is really going to be able to close at 60? If everybody else who's walked it, keep in mind the 60 offer that his sister has hasn't walked the property, right? So what's the likelihood that that 60K is going to be solid? And I have a good enough rapport with him where I think I get him over the finish line. So we'll see what happens, and we'll keep you guys posted on that one. All right. Yeah, iPad charger. Go. There we go. Hey, is this Jerome? It's Chris. How are you today? Good, good. I was actually reaching out to you about your property over on Boulevard. Looks like you had spoken with one of my referral partners and they had paired your property with us because they thought we would be a good fit. Did I catch you at a bad time? Yeah, I saw that text. What's going on? Because I know I guess it was you that spoke with her. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, I mean when yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah, that's tough. What's going on with her? I know you mentioned to the guys she's just getting older. Mm, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah, I totally get you. Yeah, man. Well, I'll be praying, man, that doesn't, Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, I was just talking to a guy yesterday who's like 92 years old and still cranking away. So, it's wild, the craziest part is you talk to somebody who's like they smoke like 3 cigarettes a day all their life, not really healthy, and they're like living till they're 100. And then yep. And then you talk to somebody else who's like, I've done everything. I've regimented eggs, made sure I'm eating all the right things, never smoked a day in my life. And then they like kick the bucket at like 48, and you're like, what is going on here? So yeah, man, it's we're not promised tomorrow, that's for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, my name's Chris. We help people in all different types of situations. And you guys are in Jacksonville, right? Okay. All right, cool. So, yeah, and I'm sorry because yeah, mm, it didn't show up as the same number? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, man. I was actually, when I was dialing you the first time, like at the same time that I started dialing, somebody else had called in, and I was like, all right, let me take this real quick. So, um, but yeah, man. I mean, we help people in all types of situations. Happy to help out. Whenever it is they're ready. And then we can take care of them. We generally buy properties for usually one of two reasons. Either we're going to fix it up and flip it, or we're going to keep it as a rental property. Um, so yeah, we can help out. Yeah. Yeah. So anything they need, we can definitely help out. Do you think like when they finally do end up selling, do you think they're going to stay in the Jacksonville area or? Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Oh, got it. Just too much house for them. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, mm, got it. Okay. All right. Well, and then are you pretty much just handling everything for them, or how's that? Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Cool, man. Yeah, I got you. Well, let me give you my contact info, and then as things progress, if they change their mind and they're ready to pull the trigger, and we can work on their time frame. Like we have a seller right now that we're working with that we're not scheduled to close for I think like 5 months, just because they need the extra time. So, what number showed up on the caller ID? Yep, that's my number, and you could just save me in your phone as Chris. And my perfect, perfect. Yeah, my last name is Deal. Like, let's make a deal. All right. And then yep. And the name of our company is Lazarus Property Group, like Lazarus from the Bible. Yep. Oh, got it. Okay. Perfect, perfect. Awesome, man. Well, hey, it was great chatting with you, dude. If anything comes up, you just have any questions about how the process works, feel free to give us a shout, and I'll be happy to help you out. Hope you guys have a great holiday, and yeah, we'll talk soon. All right, brother. See ya. Okay, guys, so we are about to call back my seller that we're gonna review the contract with and see what we can come up with. Okay, what is this one? Yep. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom before I make this dial, and I'll be right back. And if you guys are watching or listening, this is going to be a closing call. We made an offer to them the other day, and they were seemingly okay with it, just needed to think about it for a day or so. And today was the day we were going to be calling to review the contract. And at the beginning of this live, I called them to do that. And they were just pulling up to Menards. And they were like, yeah, give us an hour and we can go over everything then. So seems like it's going to be just straightforward contract review. Let's see if we can get this done and across the finish line. You guys will see how I review the contract line by line, go over everything, answer any questions, overcome any objections, and make it pretty straightforward. So let's see here. All right, be right back.
Hello?
Hello, Katie. Hey, sorry about that. I had to restart my headset because I saw that you picked up, but it wasn't like it wasn't actually. I was like, wait, I can't hear anything. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for bearing with it there. Yeah, you guys back from the store? Nice, nice. That's awesome. My wife and I just got, I think I don't know if I told you, all the conversations a lot of times run together these days, but since we just moved into this house, we got some new furniture and I've been wanting one forever. And so we got one of those like rocking recliners. It's amazing. It's the best thing ever. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah, I'm only 6 foot and sometimes things are not, long enough. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, even the recliner that we have. So the single recliner, so we got a couch and then a love seat and then a recliner is like a whole set. And the couches have like the built-in power recliners, and those ones my feet hang off the edge. Um, yeah, yeah, but the single recliner, that one fits pretty good. So. But awesome. Well, yeah, I know we had, scheduled to talk today and know you guys were, kind of considering all things and sh- want to see where we go from here. Yeah, so they approved this at $403,500. Correct. Yeah, so give me 1 second here. Let me just okay, so yeah, I need your guys' email addresses. What's your email address, Katie? Hmm. Okay. And then Larry's email? L LK10 star at AOL. Okay, perfect. All right. So I've got KT star. Okay, KT10 star. All right, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and add those in real quick here. And let's see. Were you guys able to get everything you needed from Menards? Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, because you were saying, right, like the store or the place you have in Arizona, right? It's like it's kind of like for people to kind of do, is it like not like swap meet sort of, but like, like nice.
So I'm
Nice.
excited to see how she's going to decorate because she kept on going, I don't want, to be like the flea market. I go, there's not going to be like dish towels and,
Yeah.
different things like that.
Nice, nice.
So,
Yeah, so it's like online or like in person Etsy stores. You'll have people like, if they make
yeah,
handmade
and they
stuff.
probably will do some Etsy things too, knowing
Nice.
some of them. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
like
Awesome.
I'm bringing some primitive furniture and some Victorian pieces
Oh,
that
okay.
really didn't make it out to either California or Arizona. So
Mm,
I've been able to collect some of those pieces that are
nice.
unique.
Awesome. And
Mhm.
okay, so a couple things I want to confirm. So when we pulled the tax records, the way it looks to be is on title, it's Katie Graves,
Mhm.
Katiegraves, and
Mhm.
Larry, is it Cubes or Cubes?
Kubas.
Kubes? Kubes.
Kubas.
Kubis. Okay, perfect. All right. All right, so let me make sure I get that.
I just didn't take his last name.
Got it. Okay. Uh, and then make sure I get that email properly. Mm, okay. Um, just take me just like 2 minutes here. Just gotta get this
Mhm.
stuff all set up properly. You guys got any oh yeah, I was gonna say fun plans for the weekend, but you guys are packing up the truck, which
Yeah,
to
I
some
should be
that's
packing right
fun.
now. Yes, I should be. I was up late last night. I was just getting ready to go to the garage to get some totes to take upstairs.
Oh man. Yeah,
I
my
know.
my wife had me up last night, like getting stuff ready because it's we're having our daughter's 2-year birthday party tomorrow. And
Ah.
so she's got like all these tables, and there's like one of the tables she needed, of course, I had it in the garage with like a dozen
Mm.
boxes stacked on top, and it's like underneath and behind everything. I'm like, you really need me to get that out right now? Uh, but
Yeah,
it'll
you're a good husband.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, all right, let's see here. Almost done. Mm,
You guys been buying a lot of houses in Indy?
Yeah, it's actually, it's our number one market where we, do transactions. So, it's just a real steady, consistent market. You know,
Mhm.
there's a lot of other places like San Diego, a lot of parts of Florida where
Mhm.
everything is just it's wildly, you got big swings depending on what's going on with the market. But Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Evansville, they all are pretty consistent. um,
Mhm.
you don't really have to there's not these just giant swings so much. So
Yeah, what's nice, what I've learned here, people will complain about the weather, and
mhm.
then you ask them how long they've lived here, they go their whole life, and they don't ever want to leave.
Yeah.
Or people want to move back here, and I'm like, honestly, okay.
Yep.
You know, they just loved living here, and their families here, or, they like the Colts, etc.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia originally, so I
Oh,
have
uh-huh.
experience with the cold. And
Mhm.
the one thing I really do miss, like San Diego is great, it's beautiful. The thing that I
Mhm.
miss is not having the four seasons. It's
I knew you were going to say that.
yeah, it's kind of odd, like, and I've been here for like 13 years. It's
Mhm.
you don't really get used to it, but the crazier thing, when I first moved out here, I drove across country and I loaded up like all my stuff in my car. I didn't bring any like cold weather stuff because, and I don't know
Mhm.
why. I only visited in the summertime, and I've been to
Uh,
like South Beach, Miami plenty of times, in Florida, and
mhm.
I just presumed like, oh, it's just like hot and warm all the time. I didn't realize
Mhm.
that it's basically a desert, right? That's on the coast. And so as soon as the sun drops, it the temperature drops pretty good. So all I had was like shorts and t-shirts. I had no hoodies, no,
Mhm.
nothing.
Well, and San Diego in the summer can get some chilly nights.
Yeah, it really can. And right now, like
Mhm.
we moved a little bit further inland because we were probably like
Mhm.
10 minutes from the beach before, and now we're probably about
Mhm.
25, 30 minutes. And
Mhm.
it's been getting down to like in the 40s at night.
Yeah. Yep.
So
And people don't realize that, but yeah.
yeah, yep. So all right. Looks like everything is all set to hit your email. Do you guys have your email open right now?
I do. I think. Do you have yours open? Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, it
I'll
should.
probably have to refresh mine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks like it should have just hit your guys, or just left at least. So should be there in just a moment.
Yeah, mine's not here yet, so I'll get out of it completely. Give it time.
Okay.
So are you taking the family for dinner tonight?
I think tonight we're just doing, do you guys have Costco's out there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Costco, my wife just found these like I think it's like Detroit style pizzas that Costco has. They're like the square pizzas. There's like two in a box. They're pretty big and kind of like
Hmm.
deep dish. And they're really,
Mhm.
really good. And so she was planning on making those because she's got to like get all the final stuff ready for the party tomorrow. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of stuff I
Mhm.
got to do. And then, but tomorrow's going to be a really busy day because we have her birthday party. So it's going to be cute. I'll after the weekend's over, I'll send you some pictures because it's like my wife's got this whole thing. It's going to be like a little tea party. So she's got all these little
Mhm.
girls from our church coming over. It's girls only. They're all going to be in their like tea party dresses. She's got these little like paper cups that are made to look like teacups, and they have like the little handle on them and stuff. And then she's
Mhm.
got have you ever heard of I forget the ones we have are it's called Live Love, but there's this I forget the name of it, but it's these like little like mouse like cloth dolls. So they're like tiny little mouses, like maybe
Mhm.
not the size of like a Barbie, but like a little bit smaller. And so she's got like a little dollhouse, and then she's got all these like little cloth mouses with their own like tea party. And so she's got like different stations where, the kids will be able to do like they'll take like kinetic sand and make like little fake cookies with them and stuff. So it's gonna be this like whole thing. But then tomorrow night, because all my family is in town, we're doing Thanksgiving and Christmas all in one shot.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, I got it. Did you get yours, Larry? Yeah. Okay. So we've
okay.
got it.
Perfect. All right. So once you get in the email, you just click the button and it should open it
Get
up.
that.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So all right. So you should see at the top should say purchase contract for real estate.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. And then at the slightly below that, you'll see I have both of your names on there as the sellers. And
Right.
then we have us as the buyer. And just to kind of give you a little bit more framework to this, the way this works, because remember, we're not really the end buyer. And I'll kind
Right.
of go into the specific details further on. But basically, the way this gets structured is there's a purchase agreement that has the net number to you. And if we end up finding a buyer who's going to purchase it cash, we just simply assign that cash purchase agreement. If that end buyer is bringing some sort of a loan, then there's terms in here that allow us to do what's called novating, which just means replacing this cash contract with a lender contingent contract, and it still gets you the net number. And I'll review all that with you. So,
Okay.
so then the next part is the property address. And can you confirm that the address is correct?
Yep.
Okay. I don't expect
Yep.
you guys to have the APN number memorized. We pulled that from the tax
Which
records.
we don't.
Yeah, so we pulled that from the tax records, and then you can see description of the property is as is condition and just includes
Right.
anything that's permanently affixed to the property. Okay.
Mhm.
Purchase price
So
403,500.
on that, because we really didn't put a lot of curtains up. So do we leave the curtains we have up there, or we take those down?
No, you can do whatever you want. It's just saying
Okay.
essentially it's just saying whatever is left connected to the house is considered the property, basically, is
Yeah.
really what it is.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
But yeah, a lot of people, like I have a lot of sellers who are like, no, you don't understand. These are like Hunter Douglas, like blinds. We spent like $300 for each set. And it's like, we're
Mhm.
taking those to the next house. Like, yeah, no problem. Like if there's something
Oh,
left,
okay.
yeah. So whatever you guys are
Okay.
leaving behind, but it would be considered part of the
Yeah.
property at that point.
Yeah, the ceiling fans and the lamp or the chandeliers and stuff.
Yeah, fixtures, all that
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you have the total purchase price, and then we have
Mhm.
the earnest money deposit to make it a binding contract. Then you have the
Mhm.
remaining cash at close of escrow. Section 1 is closing costs. So all closing costs
Mhm.
are covered by the buyer.
Mhm.
Section 2 is encumbrances. So this is just any pre-existing debt that exists, right? So if there's a
Right.
mortgage, if there's a HELOC,
Right.
if there's any other liens, and
No.
that comes out of your side, right?
Right.
But if you own it outright, then the number is the number. There's nothing coming out of your side except
Mhm.
for Section 3, which is tax proration. And as you know, in the
Mhm.
state of Indiana, you guys always pay your property taxes a year behind. So the title company will calculate up to the day of closing whatever the amount of property taxes up to the day of closing is due. They'll take that out of the 403.5. Okay.
Mhm.
Close of escrow, as we discussed, would be as soon as practical, but no later than 90 business days. And then as you guys asked, like what happens if we're not getting
Mhm.
it across the finish line? We would just talk with you guys and figure out, like, do we think it's going to go further, and do we want to continue on, or do we want to part ways, right? So
Mhm.
5's earnest money deposit will be held by the title company. Usually in Indianapolis, we're typically using either Monument or Meridian Title.
Mhm.
And then the inspection period runs concurrently with the close of escrow.
Mhm.
7 is continued access to the property, just stating that we need to have access to be able to bring in buyers, contractors, agents, inspectors, that type of stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
And then you'll see on that first page at the bottom, there's an initial box for each of you. And
Mhm.
then we scroll down to the next page, which is
Mhm.
occupancy of premises. So we're expecting to close with the property being vacant. I know you guys are moving out prior to that anyway.
Mhm.
9 is title documents. This is like a normal real estate transaction. We're going to get an Alta residential owner's policy for title insurance. So the same way any other transaction is performed. Section 10 virtually never ever happens. It's like less than 1% of any transactions does this ever even come up, but it's basically just saying if title is not clear at close of escrow, or there's issues that cause us to not be able to insure it, then we can extend for up to 60 days to basically obtain clear title. This usually, if it ever happens, it's typically in like real rural areas or unincorporated parts of the country where they just don't do a great job of documentation.
Mhm.
11 is title insurance. If the title is not insurable at all, then this means we can obviously part ways. It has to be able to be insured. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're insured, so I
It-
don't know.
yeah. Those two, 10 and 11 are like, they never come up. But if we, the one time, if it
Right.
wasn't in the contract, then, that's the time we'd be
Mhm.
like, stuck. Section 12 is just seller representations. Basically, you are who you say you are. You do have the right to sell it, and
Mhm.
everything you're disclosing to us about the condition is exactly what you expect, right?
Mhm.
Section 13 is buyer disclosure. So one of the principal partners of the company is a licensed real estate agent in the state of California, but they're not acting as a licensed real estate in this transaction. Okay.
Mhm.
Default by the seller. You guys obviously are already in the process of moving out and wanting to sell,
Mhm.
right? We want to move
Mhm.
forward and close this transaction. So you guys aren't
Mhm.
going to default. We're not going to default. If we did default, then the earnest money deposit is damages. Section 16. So since we are not the buyer and we're bringing the buyer, this is the pre-marketing section. This basically just gives us the ability to market this out to our buyers and anybody to bring that buyer, even though we're not the owner on record of the property. Okay.
Okay.
Section 17, memorandum of contract. Every property that we enter into contract on, we always record with the county where the property resides, just letting them know, hey, we are, basically putting them on notice, hey, we're in contract to purchase this property. And
Mhm.
so everybody's aware of what's going on. And then you'll see there's another set of initial boxes at the bottom of that page.
Mhm.
Then as we scroll down to the third page, so 18 and 19 basically go together. So 18 is assignability and novation. As I mentioned, because this portion of the agreement is the purchase agreement. If we find a cash buyer and they're like, nope, I'm just going to buy it cash, we can just assign over the terms of this agreement to them.
Mhm.
If they have a loan, we can't just assign a cash purchase agreement. We have to do what's called a novation, which is replacing the cash purchase agreement with their purchase agreement that allows them to get a loan. Okay. And then
Mhm.
in section 19, it's just saying that we're entitled to the delta. So I always give this crazy scenario that's never going to come up, but it's like, let's say, we said, hey, we're going to give you $403,500. And for whatever reason, some buyer's like, I think there's an oil well directly underneath this house and it's worth $10 billion, right? If they paid us $10 billion for it, yeah, you'd probably be upset you didn't figure out there was oil underneath it, but
Mhm.
you got what you were promised and
Oh, yes.
we're getting the
Right.
difference.
Right. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I mean, we're agreeing to this price. So,
It-
regardless, if you find, millions of dollars hidden underneath here,
yeah, luck of the draw, right?
Yeah.
Trust me, I'd be a little upset because I'm not getting paid based off of that either. So.
No, I would just say that's our luck.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yep. Okay, so then section 20 is basically no oral changes or representation. So the agreement that we're entering into is all contained in this document. Nothing else is part of the agreement.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Section 21 is if there was additional terms and conditions. In this scenario, it's a standard process. There's no separate additional terms and conditions.
Mhm.
And then you'll see on this page, we have a section for signatures, dates,
Mhm.
as well as initials at the bottom.
Mhm.
And then the next page is the authorization to sign listing documents. So as we're pre-marketing this, we may put this on the MLS as well to get more eyes on it.
Mhm.
So this just gives
Mhm.
us the ability to sign listing documents for you guys. So we can do that.
Mhm.
And then the next two pages is the novation and indemnification agreement. Essentially what this is a set of instructions to escrow. So if the buyer comes and says, hey, I have an FHA loan or a conventional loan or a VA loan, this set of instructions just tells escrow how to perform the transaction and replace
Mhm.
that cash purchase agreement with the
Mhm.
lender contingent agreement, and it stipulates that you guys are still entitled to the $403,500.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the second page of that is where it would have signatures and dates. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions about any of that?
I'll turn you over to my husband.
No, I think I understand it fully. It's where I will want to read through it and everything, but I think typical contract law is where you have 3 days to back out of a contract, correct?
So you're not 100% wrong. You're not 100% correct. So in real estate, that doesn't apply. So that's more so you'll typically see that in like home services. You'll see that there's a couple states that do that with vehicle sales, but generally most states that doesn't apply to real estate or vehicle sales. I think there's like 3 states where that does apply to vehicle sales.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's looking. I know you
Yeah.
can't see him.
Oh, no worries. Take your time.
That's the only question I have.
Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward, at least what I saw.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So then, assuming everything's good to go, once you guys, authorize the agreement, you'll go through, you'll put all the initials, dates, signatures, and everything.
Mhm.
Usually at the very end, once you finish all that, there'll be like I think it's a yellow button, and I forget whether it says complete, finish, one of those things. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I saw it on their
Yeah.
signature on that, but I'm sure. Oh yeah, except. Oh, this is cookies. Except cookies.
Yeah. Yeah. There's usually, it'll be like, fill out and sign, you hit that button, then it'll take you to the next
Right.
initial, and then you start filling all that stuff in. And then once you've initialed and filled in every field that you're
Mhm.
required to, then it'll have like a finish button. And then once both of you guys complete that, then it'll automatically send it over to our transaction coordinator, Carolina.
Mhm.
And what'll happen is she'll then get something on her calendar in her email, letting her know that she's to reach out to you within 72, basically 3 business days. And then she'll schedule a day and time for us to get our photographer out there and our agent to, come and walk through the property, just confirm, because they're going to be the ones that are, kind of on the front lines on that. So they'll do the walkthrough, just, get pictures, and they'll connect with you guys. I'll be semi-involved, but for the most part, she'll be handling everything from beyond there. Her, Christian, and then Laura is our agent that works on everything.
Yeah,
that we
and
do
I
out
just
there.
want to make sure that they realize that we are gone for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so it I don't want them saying, well, they didn't honor it because they weren't home and, with the holidays and stuff because, we
Yeah.
have plans made up. So.
Yep. Yeah, totally. No, we totally understand that 100%. And
Okay.
so, she would just schedule with you. And then, when are you thinking you guys would have everything that you need, like, out of the property?
We're hoping if the weather, or I know in my eyes, if the weather holds out, meaning going across Texas and, like this next week, it looks pretty good for us. So that's good. The week or 2 weeks ago, we had to delay a couple of days because New Mexico and the Flagstaff got a lot of snow. But ideally, we'd like to be out of here by the end of December.
Oh, okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Got it.
Totally because we've got to make some trips to Nebraska too.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, you guys are going all over the place.
Yeah, and for sure within the terms of this contract.
Yeah, I mean,
got it. Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, and if you guys need flexibility too, right? Like we can be more flexible as well. The what'll typically happen, right? Because we're not the buyer. So, some of it somewhat depends on who the buyer is and what they're looking to do, right? But all of that is open to discussion, right? So like, for example, we did a transaction like this in Colorado where the seller, we were basically ready, the buyer was ready to close, but the seller needed like an extra couple weeks. And so we ended up, bringing the buyer closing and just did like a couple week post occupancy possession. So the seller was able to,
Yeah.
keep his stuff there for a couple weeks. So we can be flexible there. Sometimes, like we might get a buyer who's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And I want to close sooner. And we would just, we'd have that conversation with you guys, right? Like, and say, hey, like, how soon can we get this closed? This buyer
Right.
is ready to go.
Mhm.
And then in that scenario, depending on, like, there's even been a situation where the buyer really needed to close faster because their house was under contract to close,
Oh,
and there was
right,
going to be
right.
like a couple weeks where they would be without a house, and the seller still had some items left over that it was going to take them a little bit to get out. And so we were able to structure something where we came in and, we were able to help with like a moving truck for them to get like the rest of their belongings and put it into a storage unit for a period of time, or there's been a scenario where we were able to say, hey, you know what, if you the buyer could keep your stuff in storage for a little bit, we could put you up into a hotel, for 2 weeks, and that type of thing. So it all depends. It's very fluid, but the biggest thing in this type of transaction is transparent communication. So one
Right.
thing that we're really big on is making sure that even if we don't connect with you on a weekly basis, we're always reaching out to you on a weekly basis to just kind of give you an update. Hey, the update is we have no updates, or,
Right.
you know,
That's good.
so that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and it's where, and thinking about everything with end of the year here, if a buyer is wanting to purchase this and close by the end of the
I
year,
was thinking that.
we could, hopefully we'll be out, but like you're saying, we could do some sort of rent back or whatever, or else expedite getting more trucks in and more labor to get things moved out faster.
Yeah, because some people may, for the tax year or whatever. say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I
Yeah. So,
purchase."
Yep.
so we'll work with you however we need to do there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe
Yeah.
me, we'd like to get out sooner.
Yeah. Hey, the great thing is we are super flexible. We figured out, hey, rigid isn't always the best, it's, be flexible. And, my, one of my colleagues here, he likes to use the phrase semper gumby.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But like I
So,
said, our biggest thing is just weather related and, that type of thing. And so,
yeah. I honestly, like with the weather there, because everything, we have a handful of properties that are for sale right now in Indianapolis, and everything is kind of slowing down a little bit with the holidays, which is to be expected, and the snow and everything. So I would say, especially if it's going to be a couple weeks before we can even get photos, that's already going to put us into December. I'd be hard pressed to believe we'll find somebody that's like, I want to close before the end of the year. But crazier things have happened. We had somebody that,
right.
put an offer in our house and they're like, no, I need to close in like 7 days. Like, I'm ready to go. And we're like, oh, okay. So
There you go. Larry took a really good picture yesterday with the snow of the house. If you wanted us to send it to you.
oh,
It
nice.
turned out really nice.
Yeah, that
So,
would be great. You have my let me give you my email address.
okay, you can write
It's
that down,
different
Larry.
from the one you sent the contract. Well, yeah.
I
Would
think
be.
that one comes from like just the
That's from Panda Doc, yeah.
yeah, yep. So let me know when you're ready.
He's gonna get out of this. But, yeah, it turned out really
Okay.
great.
All right, so it's Chris, CHRIS, at Lazprop, LAZPROP.com.
Okay. Okay, I'll send that over here in just a minute.
Awesome, awesome. And then you guys had mentioned like is there the counter is completely off, or there's the
No, the
original?
counter's still on it.
Got
The
it. You
original
just
counter's
have the
still on.
new counters.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and the sink to be put in.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Perfect. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I didn't remember that. I was like, I was starting to think last night. I was like, wait, the counter's not on, so we'll probably end
No.
up having to get that. But no, that's good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And who knows, they may want different countertops too, so.
Yeah, exactly. And so.
But we'll leave that, of course, there,
Okay.
because it was bought for, that, and.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unless it's a fairly standard dimensions, it's probably you have to find the right place for it to fit. So
We're not doing that.
yeah.
We're bringing enough stuff that
Yeah.
we probably don't need, so no.
Yeah, it's how long is that counter?
I think it's like 90 inches or something like that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so you're
Kind of an
talking
L thing.
yeah, you're talking about I don't know what, maybe it's 500-600 pounds of granite.
No, this is just the simulated stuff.
Oh, okay.
Our island is all marble.
Got it. Okay. All right. Nice,
We did-
nice.
Yeah. So.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, pretty piece.
I'm gonna send you the picture, and if
Perfect.
you guys wanted to use it for anything, it's where I put on there, use it as you see fit.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, because he put it on Facebook, and people are like, "Why would you ever want to leave this beautiful house? Where is
Yeah.
that house?" Because it was just perfect with the snow coming down, and just he took it from the
Nice.
street. So.
Nice.
Sorry we didn't have leaves on the tree, but you know why.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Let's see. You just sent that already?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just double check. Oh, here we go. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Sorry, my headset just disconnected. It's about to reconnect
Oh.
again in like 2 seconds. There we go. I think we're back. Oh yeah, that's great. That looks awesome. Yeah, it really is. I really like the English Tudor style. I know it's not like everybody's, cup of tea. So every Saturday morning, me and a handful of guys from church go out surfing in Del Mar. And oh, perfect. Okay, so if you've been to Del Mar, um, 15th Street, right on the ocean, right on that main street there where like the train crosses, if you turn around and look behind you, instead of looking at the beach, there's like an old Tudor style house there. It's really, really cool. So, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things that, sorry, go ahead. Mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, it's got really nice. I mean, everything seems to go really well together. It's got the nice stonework on that front area, to the side, the big chimneys. Yep. Yeah. So nice. Nice. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm really excited. I'm glad we're able to, work this out, make this something that's a win-win for you guys and, you know, help make it easier for the next chapter. And, you know, l- let me know if you guys do have any questions. I'll be in, I'm debating. I wasn't able to get to the gym this morning, so I was either going to go midday, but my wife wants me to leave work early, so I think I'm just going to work. Yeah, exactly. So I think I might work through lunch, leave a little early to get to the gym, and then still get home a little earlier than normal. So, mhm. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, feel free to give us a call if you have any questions along the way. And then, if you leave a voicemail, like if it is after hours and you have a question, just leave a voicemail. I can still see it from my email and then, get back to you, connect with you at some point later tonight or tomorrow if I have to. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's going to be so cute. So. Okay. All right, sounds good. Well, you guys have a safe trip this weekend and happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye-bye. All right, guys. I would be shocked if that doesn't get signed tonight. So, didn't sign it on the phone, but not a big deal. We went through everything, answering any questions. They'll review it, they'll double check. That's the great thing about just a full novation where you're like, hey, we're not the buyer, we're bringing a buyer. So any of the terms in here don't really get questioned because it's like, oh, why is your inspection period 90 days and your close 90 days? Well, because we're not the buyer and we don't know what the buyer's inspection is going to require if they're bringing a lender. That lender might need, 89 days to inspect the property. We have no clue, right? What about access to the property? Yep. We're not the buyer. We need to bring a buyer in, right? So this is the beauty about a fully transparent novation transaction because everybody knows what's going on. You don't have to, there's not this like cloak and dagger scenario of like, oh, well, which don't get me wrong, like, you're doing a cash wholesale deal, pre-marketing novation, like it's fine. I'm not like opposed to, doing that, like that's what's necessary. Um, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. But appreciate you guys following along. I got to jump off here. I got to handle a couple other things, and then I will be back on some seller calls this afternoon. So hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel where we